Hello guys, welcome back. Now today we are going to be rehousing our Porto Santo Wolf Spider, the Hogna schmitzi. Now these are a really impressive little spider. They come from Porto Santo Island, which is in Portugal, and this is the only place that they're found. And as with all the wolf spiders, these are generally out and about, and they're really active hunters. So if you want something with a little bit of fun in it, these are really cool. And they're often on the move. So like, whereas a lot of our spiders during the daytime are hidden away, these guys are often out and about and doing their stuff. So they're really exciting. Now, I'm going to put a little clip up on this video to show you the size of these when we got them in as spiderlings. And to say they were literally about the size of a fruit fly, really small, and absolutely they are so tiny, it's unbelievable. Right, here we're going to do the Hogna schmitz. As you can see, they're tiny, very small. Just see them in the top of the lid there. Very small. And we got ourselves a simple little pot, a little bit of moss in there. And then what we're going to do, as you can see, these guys are pretty much ready to come out straight away. Here he comes. As you can see, they are so tiny. And what we do, that's it, he's in. I don't know if you can see him in there. Up the side there now. There he is. Fantastic little wolf spiders, these. So that's that one. And obviously with this sort of thing, because of their size, we don't really want to be handling them, because the chances are you're going to flatten them. And as you can see, this one's in the bottom of the pot. You see him sitting in there. It's very difficult. There he is. My camera woman's having a mare of a time with this. Here we go. So we're literally going to flick him in. Wants to hang on. Come on. There we go, he's in. There you go, there's another one. And as you can see there, he's climbing over on the moss. He'll get all his moisture and everything through that. And then obviously at this size, these guys are literally just going to be taking fruit fly to start with. So it's important that they have plenty of it. Another one right in the top. And as you can see, something you don't see us do very often, but we've got the separate dish on the bottom here, because if these little guys fall out, then we'll lose them in the carpet. This is obviously a little bit finicky as well, because we don't actually know where they are. They're so easy to squash. And he's not in the pot, so he's got to be inside here somewhere. There's always one, isn't there? There's always one hiding. He is hiding and all. Where the hell is he? There he is. Look at that. Such a cracking little thing. All I can say is, Lee, if you think that's 1.5, I think you must regularly lie about size. These are tiny, tiny. Look at that. They're a challenge in themselves. Right. Oh, I think he went in. Did he go in? Yes, there he is. I think that's him. I'm not so sure. Where did he go? Oh yes, that is him. There he is. That is him. Coming up to the top now. There he is. Right. Well, that's our little wolf spiders all done and dusted. And they do take a little bit of sorting out when they're that young. They can be really, really delicate. So yeah, we kept them in very, very small sling pots and kept them damp, and we managed to pull them through, but they are quite difficult, but they do grow fast. So once you can get them past that hard stage and get them up to sort of half a centimetre or so, maybe a centimetre, then you're onto a winner. That is, the early stages are the tough ones. Now what we're going to do, I moved these over into these pots when they were probably about a centimetre, and it was quite easy. Now we're going to try and move them into one of these, and I don't think it's going to be quite so easy. These guys are incredibly fast. They don't hang about. So what we're going to do, we've got some of these low Loctite tubs here, and I'm just trialing these, and we're going to see what happens. Now in terms of an environment, these guys are a terrestrial spider, but they will climb a little bit as well. So, you know, where they are in Portugal, they're in sort of open ground, rocky ground, and they will climb around, and they'll actively hunt all over the place. You won't find them in trees, but they will clamber across everything on the terrain. Now, what we've done here with these is we've put a mixture of soil, sand, a little bit of gravel in there, and what have you in the substrate, because they will actually dig a little bit as well. And this will give them, they can get around and they can hide, they can come behind the bark here. We put a little bit of moss in there just as a little bit of greenery really, and give him something to sit onto should he want to. If you want somewhere a little bit damp, it'll be damp just behind that bit of moss. The rest of it will dry out. In terms of humidity, these guys only need it around about 50-60%. So pretty much normal sort of conditions really. It's not high or low, so it's easy to maintain. They will take it quite dry. You can dry them out quite a bit and they're still perfectly happy. You imagine in Portugal, it's really hot out on the open ground. You'll find them in the grasslands and things like that. So what we're going to do, I'm hoping that what I've got here is a pair. I think maybe what we'll do, they've both got identical enclosures made up. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take the lids off so that you can have a good look at them while they're in these pots. Now these guys, they do look up. It's really weird, but when you take the lids off, they actually look up. I've caught them doing that a number of times. We don't want them running out. Now look at the colouring on these spiders. These are absolutely fabulous. Now I'm hoping that as you're looking at it, you are now looking at what I hope to be the female. You see she's got them beautiful colouring on her legs. Absolutely gorgeous spiders these are. And if you go over to the one on your right, now this is what I'm hoping is going to be a male. But they're not fully grown yet, so they've still got a little bit to go, and we will see how they check out. As you can see, they're in a small pot, and again, as we've said before, when we're growing things on, we want to keep them in small environments, and then that way it's much easier for us to maintain them, easier for them to find their food. All we're looking at is getting these guys to grow nice and steady. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to put the lid back on that, and I'm not actually sure what I'm going to do now. Right, I think I could do with my big tweezers, which I haven't got there over there. Camera lady will be so kind. There they are, see them sitting up, the ones. Now, what we're going to do, well, it's moved now, so maybe we might not. What I'm hoping is if it will stay on the piece of bark that it's on, I can just pick the bark up, like so. There we go. I'm just going to pick it up. And we're going to transfer that to there. And then we're going to kindly ask him to get off. Whoa, look at that. He thought that was food. See that food response? Absolutely incredible. You notice now he's realised it isn't food. He's not interested. There's no aggression there. So what we're going to do is going to ask him to kindly just step off. I know, it's all new. Go on. You're going to let go now. Perfect. So that's him. Now he's in there, and as you can see, he's absolutely stunning. Well, that went rather well. I'll put that lid on that one. Right, that's him. Now then, let's see if we can't do the same with the girl. Now, unfortunately, with this one, I don't think we are actually going to be able to do the same because her little piece of wood is not as big. We will give it a try. Is she going to stay on it? No. Okay. Right. Plan B. We're always up for a new thing here. What we're going to do now, what's your foot? We're going to take the whole thing. Look at those eyes. Oh, look at those eyes, aren't they wonderful? Alright, so we're just going to plonk that in there. Like so. We're going to ask her to leave again. Yeah, I know. Beautiful. There we go. Oh, there's a moult there, look. Don't want that. And there she is. Look at that. Don't she look marvellous? Just get a little bit of water in there. There we go. Now then, as you can see, that wasn't all that bad, was it? Now, if you've not kept true spiders before, then a wolf spider is the way to go, I think. I'd recommend these guys to pretty much anyone. If you're worried about their speed, because they are very fast, but as we've shown there, if you're nice and calm, you can move them around without them freaking out. Now these have got a little bit more growing to do, which is what they'll do in here, and then what we'll be looking at then is moving them up to a bigger tank, and we'll probably end up putting them into a Komodo of a 20 by 20 by 20, which will give it about that much floor space, and it will make them a really nice exhibit. But we just want them to grow at the moment, so we're just going to get them up to their final molts, and then we'll move them to their adult enclosures. You can start them off, you know, from this size they could go to them. I just prefer to keep them a little bit smaller at the moment. But if as an exhibit or as just something of pure interest, these are fascinating. Any of the wolf spiders are really, really cool things to keep. They're absolutely fascinating. They're because they're a diurnal spider, they will hunt during the daytime as well as nighttime, and they're literally always up to something, and they've got ferocious appetite. So they will take on prey as large as themselves. They really aren't shy when it comes to feeding. So yeah, and again, a very basic, easy, real easy spider to keep. As long as you've got them in something secure, you're fine. And being a terrestrial, they don't tend to climb the glass too well. They're pretty, once they're in, they're in. So you should be fairly safe. Now then, well, that's the Hogna schmitzi. And I can't wait for them to grow because I'm dying to breed them. I think they're going to be absolutely fantastic to breed. And we've got a few of them, so we're going to we'll give it our best shot and we'll see what happens. Well then, well, I hope you enjoyed that. It's just a little showcase of one of the spiders in the beastie room, and yeah, we'll see what happens with them in the future. Now, don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spiders. See you soon.